Hi there, welcome back. Today we are talking about Team of the Year Honorable Mentions, an event that honestly was doomed from the very beginning. The moment it came in the game, we were like, you know what, this event was not about to be a very successful one. Of course, we'll talk about the exchanges today because one of the questions here really today boils down to should you even do these exchanges or might as well just save fodder, so on and so forth. After this, we will talk about a very interesting market opportunity that we have now because there has been a new development in terms of normal Team of the Year exchanges as well. But first off, let's get the honorable mentions out of the way. You see, we have three options here: Kubo, Shaka and Dante, and again you have to complete 6 exchanges in order to get them. If you do not complete all of them, you actually don't get these cards. And surprisingly, while I was fully prepared to not recommend this whole exchange cycle because these cards aren't worth it, after looking at the conditions, one thing that I've realized is honestly this exchange is extremely cheap. Like, we don't even need high overall cards, we just need some Team of the Year players. Now you have to buy these cards if you don't have them in the team. Like, you'll see I don't have them now. However, if you just buy the Team of the Year cards and the rest of them come to you as fodders, you are looking at getting someone like Kubo, Saka and Dante for less than 5 million coins. For my first account, I got it for absolutely free, and just for those like 2 gem offers for which each you get 500 1k gems, I would say that this pack, while not the best by any means, is still, an okay exchange to do if you need a 93. And as for which 93 you will pick, I don't think you'll have much doubt. But still, I'll go over these cards because there is one thing I need to point out. This is the fact that Saka is in no way a good claim. Like, it cannot be used in any SBCs later on, does not have SBC potential, so on and so forth. For Dante though, we have one small little caveat, is the fact that this is a Brazilian player from Liga 1 Uber Eats. So in future, if you need a high overall Brazilian player for any SBC, any exchange, Dante might be a decent claim if you just want fodder. And lastly, as a playable card, Kubo is the best one just because he has full familiarity at CAM as well. And while the pace is his main sort of point, pace and dribbling, if you rank him up to like blue or green, he will also have shooting and passing. And again, I do not really recommend wasting Mascherano's on this. What you can do if you really are going to play with Kubo is buy his green version and use one to rank him up. That way you don't really waste Mascherano's. This card is currently at 11.8 million, rising up steadily. But at blue, you have 2 skill points, you have up to level 15 in training. And at that point, I would say this card is a decent CAM. Again, not my number one choice as a right winger. I would still by far, and I mean this genuinely, by far prefer this Zarzinho card. This card is amazing to me so far. And honestly, there can be no better right winger free to play at this point in the game. Now you'll ask me, this honorable mentions is like a 5-minute chapter then, right? And indeed, today morning I completed this chapter in less than 5 minutes. You really don't have much to do, and even if you don't have the Team of the Year players, as you see I don't right now, you will honestly get them eventually. It's fine. This is less than a side event. This is more like a 15-second daily quest, nothing more, nothing less. Speaking of daily quests though, another event that has gone away permanently is Lunar New Year, which means we really need a good side event now because honorable mentions was such an epic fail. And what wasn't an epic fail in terms of exchanges, which is kind of our main topic for today, is the 95 Team of the Year player. Now you see, this exchange has honorable mention cards in it as well, which changes quite a lot of things because there is 2 things now. Number 1, once this 95 exchange has come, it means that the requirements, which you'll see is just 93 to 94 overall players, implies that all our requirements in the coming week for the exchanges are going to be the same. And the second thing that it implies is that the coming week's exchanges will also have Team of the Year honorable mentions players. Now with the number 1 in mind, we will now go to the market, because as you know, the second exchange that comes after the 95 overall exchange is the 93 to 94 overall exchange, for which we need 90 to 92 overall players. Now the next 93 to 94 is going to be a team of the year / icons, as we have seen now in 95s, which means the demand for cards will be relatively higher, and thus the cards that you will currently target are going to be 90 overall icons, which are cheapest. We will quickly go back to our Discord server though, because of course this exchange and this whole investment comes courtesy of the server. So again, if you want to catch these exchanges the moment they come out, a great place is the server. This investment part 2 has all the cards that you might want to target, and again, cards are relatively more expensive now. You don't get them as base as you used to, but again, very good options here. Dalglish, Cordoba, Francescoli are cards I am going to target. Duncan is still going to be affordable, and again, the target price is 5 million or above, just because this week we have team of the year or icons in the list. So remember that the pool is a very good one in this case. So if I put 93 94s and just keep TOTY or icons, you'll see that the cards we have, again, ignore the older icons, that Trent Alexander, Ronaldo, Salah's new card, Julian Brandt. So quite a lot of new cards, along with our very reliable older cards like Ronaldo, Son, Suker, Van Persie as well. So with that, while we have covered both the aspects, the exchanges and the event, one thing that I have to show you, because again, overall this event was such a dud, is one great card that has now been added to the game. While the game has been great to our icons so far in team of the year, we have some of the best names, Ronaldo, Van der Sar. In honorable mentions, we really don't have that many good actual honorable mentions cards. What we do have is probably the best CDM that we'll see in a long time, and again, I was talking about this card when the initial event leak was happening, but having the second wind in this card as a trait as well makes it not only just a good CDM but also a great general center mid. Now this trait has been talked about a lot. It just means that players have less fatigue towards the end of a match if you are down and losing. So if you are down by 1 goal and you can slot in this CDM card at CAM, thus saving you a substitute, this is the main thing, right? So this card not only has great secondary positions, this card has second wind, which is kind of like a fighting spirit trait, I would say, and generally this card is the most well-rounded card for a CDM. Yes, it's a high card, so not the best as a low-high card for a CDM, but you are not taking him for his, low-high. You can go for someone like Gattuso for it. He is right here too, like the card that I will not recommend at all in any circumstance. But generally, Lothar Matthaus's new card for Team of the Year honorable mentions is honestly one of the best all-rounded cards. Right after 97 rated Gullit, both of them are kind of the same profile. While Gullit has, better traits, he has solid player, speed dribbler, you are taking Matthaus not because he has the familiarities in the position, but also because of this new trait, which gives him more usability somehow in the second half if you are losing, and also saves him a sub. Like, I was underestimating this trait quite a lot, but I am also very impressed. But with that, we will end today's video. Yes, honorable mentions, exchanges, not a lot happening, but in the coming weeks, go for those 92s, do not miss out. And again, we have a 96 to 97 in the pipeline too. We will look for the cards, the 95s, when they have settled and when to go in. Do join the Discord though if you don't want to miss that, I would say, because the time when videos come out, usually cards have fallen to their lowest and then gone up to highest, so you might miss like 1 or 2 refreshes, I guess. As always, thanks for watching. I will catch you in another video. Bye bye.